following program is intended for a mature listening audience. Graphic and explicit language may be heard at times. The views expressed and opinions given by the individual hosts and their guests do not necessarily express those of this station or sponsors. Listeners are advised that neither the station nor owners and agents will be held liable for the content of this program. Rebroadcast, redistributed, or reused without the express written permission without the host or producer is not allowed. You are listening to Family Spirit International.
Hey everybody! Hey Blaine, how you doing?
I am good, my sister. No, excuse me. I know we haven't been on a couple of weeks, so just want to tell everybody thank y'all for coming back. And sorry we had some stuff going on, but that's life, you know. But I'm excited about tonight's show. We've got two great guests coming on, and I'm sort of geeking out because one of them is an ITC guy, and I just love playing with ITC stuff. It's fascinating to me because I get so much good stuff on it. It verifies and validates a lot of stuff that me and Lee pick up on. It's so awesome. But yeah, I give a big shout out to my brother Matt Brown. Yesterday was his birthday.
Yes,
so he's officially an old man now. So
he still makes it look great.
Hey, he does. Hey, he's like a wine, just gets better with age. Every year, Matt's and just a wonderful, wonderful soul. Love the man to death. He's my brother. And we've had some great adventures on our little cemetery club ventures. So
yes, we have. We've had a lot of wonderful things. Let's see. I'm trying to see if we see the chat. I just typed hello. I don't see.
Yeah, let's see. I see your hello, but
yeah, that's from me.
Let's see how many times it types when I do it once. Usually I'll get like 3 or 4 of them in there for some reason.
I know, but it's not going. Weird.
Okay. Mine didn't even show up just yet, so.
Interesting.
Hey, the electronics of our show, you know something's going to go goofy, so hey.
Every time. You know, we've got 2 great guests tonight. Yes, and I'm very excited about having these guys. You know, we've talked to Austin Maynard several times. He's an IT guru, and basically he's able to, you know, take anything and make an amazing paranormal piece of equipment. And so he's going to be on the show tonight. Let's see. I'm going to send Brandon a quick message.
I know what you're going to say. I'm working on it.
Oh, okay,
go for it, boy. I love Brandon.
I do too. He's so much fun. Okay, so Austin Maynard, he founded an organization called the Underground Paranormal Network, and it consists basically of 7 relatively unknown historic locations. 6 are in Ohio, and 1 is in Kentucky. And he is an equipment builder, a ghost box builder, an innovative researcher, and he's working on advancements to the field of the paranormal. He does a lot of promotionals for his sponsors, his market, and he's building out-of-the-box experimental equipment, which I have purchased several pieces, and I love them. He's been experimenting with ITC since 2017, and he's focusing on exploring new paths of communication by using custom-built experimental audio-video communication devices, in addition to working with several researchers, which I think is fantastic. I've got some information for him tonight. He's also working with other paranormal equipment builders, and you know, they're passing information back and forth. And he's currently serving as the official tech manager for the series called Death Walker with Nick Groff, where he's responsible for the equipment and experiments that Nick uses on each episode. So now how exciting is that? I just think that's fantastic. And if you guys hear something that sounds like a kitty cat purring, it's my Luna.
Hi, Luna Tuna.
Yeah, she had to go to the vet today. She's doing really good. She's
Good.
gained even more weight since you left. She's getting to
Right
be a
on.
chunky monkey. Luna is a rescue. If you guys are thinking about getting a pet for the holidays, please consider adopting. There are little animals out there right now that are wanting a home.
Yep.
And the holidays is a great time. Also, don't surrender a senior dog and go get a puppy.
No.
Just add to the tribe. Senior dogs have a lot to pass on to puppies, and take care of your pets just like their
Yep.
family members, because they are.
Yep.
Their lifespan is not as long as ours.
Yeah.
And what they say, I wish they could live as long as us, but their lives are pretty much all about us because they rely on us for everything. So
the only thing that they'll love you more than it does itself is a pet. And
that's right.
And remember, the best breed of a pet is adopted.
Oh yeah, I love that. Luna looks like she's a full-blooded French bulldog, and she is, but she is also a rescue after she couldn't have puppies anymore. After she had just had a litter, she was dumped out, and she was all skin and bone. She looked horrible when I got her, and I'm still her foster mom, but we're going to adopt as soon as we can. Come here, Ginger. She's my other little girl, and she's from a Humane Society also. I do a lot of work with the Humane Society in several areas. This is Ginger, and she is so sweet.
Hi, baby doll.
Yeah, she's so sweet. She loves Uncle Blaine.
Uncle Blaine loves her back.
See her smiling. See?
Yep. Look at that pretty smile.
So I just wanted to make sure everybody knows that we have a wonderful guest on with Austin Maynard. I just can't wait to talk about him being the official tech manager for Death Walker with Nick Groff, and all of the experiments and all of the pieces of equipment that he uses on those in that series. Austin provides and sets up for him. So I want to hear more about that. But we also have Anthony Simonelli, and he has 48 years of experience investigating the paranormal. He started at the age of 13 as investigating local cemeteries. And, we do that, we have a little cemetery club. We always end up helping people that are needing some closure that's on the other side of the veil. And so he has a similar background. He used, now listen to this, he used dowsing rods, Boy Scout compass.
Yeah.
That sound familiar? And he had a 35 millimeter camera. And he did see a full body apparition, and it changed his life forever. And he's been investigating ever since. He was a guest investigator on the TV show Dark Echoes in 2023 in episode 6. And you can see that on Amazon Prime. And Dimensions of the Supernatural podcast, he's a co-host from 2022 to present. And it's on ERRT Radio and UG Media, United Kingdom. He's a spirit art artist. And he's been sketching spirits that he sees. And that's actually how we met. Because I saw some of his work, and I could have sworn, now this, I'm just going to, Blaine, I know you'll get it. And those of you that watch the show regularly will get it. But I could swear I saw a few of those drawings move.
Yes.
When I went past the table that he was, he had them displayed. And there's a ghost team movie in 2016 to 2017 where he was a ghost hunting consultant. Jason Hawes and Steve Gonzalez, investigators in that movie. And then Paranormal Night Shift. He was a fortune teller in 2020 on the Travel Channel with Hulu and Discovery Plus. That's episode 13. Tales of the Other Side with pets and the paranormal book writer. So in 2017, he wrote a story called Cookie about the dog, his dog, and she passed away. And and see how crazy is this, because, this is one of our passions as well. Cookie was his dog, and all the money from that book goes to SI Animal Rescue Shelter. John Zaffis wrote the foreword for the book, and stories by Brian Cano, Sam Baltrusis, Chris DeCerci, and other Seekers Club of the Paranormal. He's the founder and leader from 1996 to present with the Haunted Tour Guide fundraiser with Kingsland Manor in New Jersey. And then 2017 to 2022, Haunted Tour Guide leader, tour guide and fundraiser. He worked with the Bayside Historical Society and Lawrence Cemetery. He's a paranormal lecturer and speaker. And gosh, it just keeps going. He has done so many things. He was a lecturer at the LaGuardia Community College and Are You There?, which was an art documentary about the paranormal. He was a narrator where a film crew followed his team around for 3 months to film the documentary, and it was featured in the Fairground Queens Museum, Flushing Meadow Park, New York, Paranormal Meetup. He's been with that since 2010, which was a Manhattan Meetup, New York Paranormal Seekers Club, East Coast Paracon. He was a public speaker, the Gettysburg Battle Bash public speaker there from 2017, 18, and 19. And since he's been able to see shadows at such a young age, they call his name. He can hear that very clearly. So therefore, he catches a lot of disembodied voices. This interests him, and he's looking deeper into some of these topics. My gosh, we've got quite the lineup tonight. So without further ado, bring on Austin and Anthony. Brandon. Brandon. Not sure. Let's see. I don't see the others either. Are we having a technical problem?
I can still hear you and see you, and it looks like the feed's still going. Okay, till we get that little glitch going. Hey, I want to say thank you to you, Matt, actually, Mama, a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, we had a good time.
Had such a. We got some filming done while I was there. We had the best time. We got to see so many cool places and got to film with each other and scope out new locations to take the class to.
Yes. And we're going to have so much. For those of you watching, if you have the idea of taking a paranormal class so that you can learn about equipment, so that you can understand why we do what we do, you can always get with a paranormal team. But a lot of times you don't know the history of the paranormal, and a lot of times people don't want to share the knowledge. They want to be, the one that keeps it all. And sometimes they don't know it. Yeah. I know how to make meatloaf, but that doesn't mean that I can pick up a recipe book and my meatloaf recipe matches it every time. You know what I mean?
That would be fun.
It's still meatloaf, but that doesn't mean that it's the best. So
you always got to experiment to see what's better.
Exactly. So it might be a situation where we need to stop and share the knowledge, spend time with certain books, dig into that. So that's what these classes are designed for.
Yep.
There's not every team has the same information or has the same techniques, I guess you would say.
Sure.
And a lot of them don't have the same equipment either, and they don't comb through the evidence to see if they've got something that's real.
No, and that's what we're here to help them, because we've done this long enough that we can pass on our knowledge of years and years, hell, decades of doing what we do. Because you were born into it. I was born into this field. We got both sides that are 4 or 5 generations back on each of our sides. My grandmother, her mother before then, and I happen to be the only dude that got all the gifts. So, but I still think I ate up my sister when we were in the womb. So probably that's why I've got
still with you.
I know I can't get rid of her, so she's always there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a blast, and I can't wait. I think I'm coming back up there in January 27th. I think I'm turning around coming back the next week on February 3rd. And then we're doing Brandon's Con in March, so it'll be 3 straight months I go to South Carolina. So
there we are. Hey, Austin.
Wow.
Hey, Austin.
Took him long enough, didn't it?
Yeah, we were worried. It's like,
Jeez,
where's
Brandon.
Austin? I couldn't see you, and I don't see our chat.
Jeez, Brandon.
Shut up,
Snacky
Austin.
boo.
Shut
Mr.
up,
Brandon.
Austin.
I
Shut
love
up, Austin.
Hey, I don't know if I'm logged in right. I mean, I don't see my folks that I can talk to.
I
So,
see. Put out a private chat. Go to
different.
comments.
Yeah.
Switch it over to comments and stuff. Chat Lee. That's what didn't go.
Oh, I see. Becky's there.
There
Yeah.
we go. Now they're all popping in there.
Yeah. Well, I don't see the. Wait a minute.
Well, also one thing I want to say to you, man, it's like, look how far this IPC has come since you had, Marconi, Edison, Tesla doing stuff with it, and they were getting results out of it. And then we come to our era where the first things were like an old Radio Shack hackback box that somebody pulled a pin out of it, made it work, go through the channels. Well, one of the things I think is funny about that to myself is, and when they first started that, I always knew if you caught like a good cuss word on there, it wasn't coming through a radio station, because back in the day, they might still do it. I'm not sure, but back in the day, they would charge them $750,000. And you tell me any radio station or corporation wants to lose that kind of jack over one word?
Right.
No, it ain't happening. So if you got a cuss word on there, you knew you're getting something real.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's not like that anymore, because shoot, even on regular TV, like you could turn on like TNT or something, and after 9 o'clock, they're dropping the F-bomb. It don't matter.
Like it was like they were a bunch of sailors.
Oh yeah, that's the way it goes.
Guys like myself, but hey, I thought that was like a normal word in the English language. Once I turned like
right. Well, I also think, it's crazy how far it's come. I mean, you think of guys like Marconi and Edison. I mean, these guys were not necessarily looking for anything either. Like, they just heard this stuff. And I don't necessarily know, and me and KD were actually just having this conversation like a week ago about, we don't even necessarily know if Edison was truly like doing anything with the spiritual side of it. I know he was doing some stuff to mock Tesla, because Tesla was talking about getting the voices, and so I know he did something like almost like a trolling. So like he was trolling them back in the day, but because that's just who Edison was. But like,
I read that his brother died, and he was actually trying. Edison, his brother had died, and that this whole telephone business was he was trying to reach his brother.
That could be too, but. I mean,
I wasn't there.
See, no, that is the crazy part. Just because like you don't know. I mean, in Edison, it's hard because Edison and Tesla were like neck and neck. They were fighting with each other, and I know that when Tesla, somebody put out an article or somehow some way it got out that Tesla was hearing voices in the radios. Well, I do remember reading something that Tesla or Edison did something like he created this phony baloney thing and like put it out there as an ad, like come talk to ghosts, so I know that he was making fun of him at the time, but I mean maybe when his brother died he changed his mind about it. I mean I guess I don't know about that.
I had read something.
Edison stole every idea Tesla ever had anyway, so
I mean
Lord,
almost, he stole plenty. But really what he did, he just made consumer-friendly versions of other people's ideas.
Sure.
Like you want the light, like you want the light bulb. You said what?
I like the favorite too. It's like which one's power was better, the DC or the AC? So they used it in prisoners and fried them in the electric chair both ways. I thought that was hilarious to me.
Forget, what was it? Topsy? Was that what the elephant's name was? Topsy? Yeah, that was really because I mean, that is what it does. But like the whole idea, but now we use both, AC and DC. So, and now like the AC power, it powers the world, but the DC power powers everything that is not powered by the grid.
Yep.
Well,
And
I did want to tell you that when I was looking it up just now, it said that Edison was a ghost hunter. The snoring you hear is my dog, by the way. It's not a cat purring. It's my French bulldog. Yeah, she's doing her thing. But anyway, it says here, I'm at the weeklybean.com. True, strange but true, Thomas Edison's ghost hunter. And that he was actually attempting to create ghost hunting equipment, and an assistant died testing the equipment with him. So I'll put that link.
Well, I did not know that.
Yeah, I'll put that link in our chat. So if you guys are interested in taking a look at it, you can.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's
if it had been us, we'd be like, oh, let's see if we can catch him on the voice box. If we can catch him on
right. Right, exactly.
He also electrocuted an elephant.
Yeah, Topsy.
No, I'm mad about the elephant. Don't hurt no elephants.
Yeah, but that's Topsy. That's a fucked up story.
Dude, no
yes,
shit.
It is.
Especially since elephants are one of my favorite animals. I wish they did the same to him. Give him the same dose that he gave the elephant. See how he liked it.
Yeah, no shit.
But yeah, not even put it on his head, just clamp it to his balls where you can't have more stupid like him.
Take a car battery. That's how you do it, man. You take a car battery right to the nipples, right to the
Ouch.
Pierce both his nipples and both his balls and just let it rock.
Yep, exactly. Man, that'd be a shock.
That would be horrible.
He wouldn't die. That's the good part of it, though, is that he wouldn't die. He would just have to feel it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And I hope he just walks funny for about a year.
Like, we're not trying to kill anybody.
No.
Just ouch.
He killed the elephant, but we're gonna fry his balls and his nipples.
No doubt.
For doing so.
Something he'll never forget ever. Like to see him write a paper on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine somebody trying to publish that and how bad they would just be busting out laughing? It's like
the effects of 12 volts to the human areolas and intestinals. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh man, no, it's come a long way, and I think we're still got a long way to go.
Dude, and that's the cool thing about it, because what you're doing with the field right now, man, is you're coming up with new innovative ideas that make this stuff, and it's so well that your stuff works. I play with some of the stuff that Lee got from you, and I'm like, dude, that's amazing.
I think he's only gotten one box from me, though. I mean,
no, I got two.
Well, you got the direct link.
Yeah, I got a direct link, and then I got the television. It's the little television that you
the Ghost Box TV combo. Yeah, that's a good one. I sold that to you at the mill, right?
You did.
Or you bought that at the mill. Yeah. So what's going on with this? So what's up with your first contact? What's going on with the direct link?
Well, I think that I got it. I think I just wasn't getting anywhere. It didn't sound like it was, making a channel switch.
Oh yeah, you got to turn the scan speed up a little bit.
Right.
Then put your finger. You got to put your finger on the antenna too.
Well, yeah, I got that, and but then all of a sudden, I got near a piece of I have a lot of haunted object, as you can imagine, and I got near it, and then I heard military, and I had two of my students here, and they actually did the same thing, and they got the same word. So really? I was really excited about it, And,
so you're telling me 3 different people used that device, and all 3 got military.
Mama, will you hand me that piece of equipment right there? Yeah.
That's pretty damn impressive, I'm gonna say.
I know, after we talked.
Yeah, well, especially since her husband's military, I'm military, retired, but still we got so much military on our sides of all our families. It's not even funny. So
but like when you think of
this, you can't hear this, just me sitting here. I plug it into the output and boop, and then you put your finger over the antenna side so that your body is the antenna.
I like that.
And then you turn it on. Hold on, I can't see with these glasses. You turn it on here, and then you use the scan here. And it doesn't sweep as fast as a lot of the Ghost Shack hacks that I've got.
Well, it can if you turn that scan speed dial up on the side. It can.
Ooh.
You see the side where your fingers are?
I think I'm going to put this in one ear, and I'll tell you what I hear.
You can plug in a speaker too.
That's even better because I do have one of those.
Plug in a speaker, then we can hear it too.
Okay, I'm going to go get it's right here. You see what happens when I clean up? I can't reach my stuff. I'll be right back.
All right.
Oh my god!
What happens?
Hey, it's funny because I like the stuff you guys are doing now in the field is just so amazing because I'm an IT guy myself, but I'm also a medium. I'm also a shaman. I'm also a bunch of other things. So when I get equipment by people like you that validate what I'm picking up on and hearing and seeing, it's just amazing that everybody else gets to hear and see what I see, which is fun.
This is the life of a ghost hunter right here. This and the plague of tripods.
Yep.
Tripods. They'll drive you insane.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think there's like little fairies that come in there and twist up all our wires and all our equipment. I really do. Just to mess with them.
Little trolls or little gnomes.
Yeah. Fairies, trolls, gnomes, who knows?
You guys ever watch South Park?
Yeah, I love South Park, man.
So you know the underpants gnomes?
Yes, underpants.
That's kind of how I see it. Is like there's just a little cord tangle gnomes.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I say let's go ahead.
There he is. There he is. The underpants gnome.
Yeah.
Called for the underpants gnome, and there he is.
That is classic, dude. I mean, you couldn't have popped up no quicker than that. That was beautiful. Guys that can't see that, Brandon popped up and Austin was telling me it's an underwear gnome, which is hilarious.
You know,
the underpants gnome. Yep.
He was the dude with the righteous beard in class. They were asking if I had a picture of him up, and they said something about who's that dude with a righteous beard.
Well, I appreciate the the kind words, and I know that we're always trying to go further. I mean, I'm not even like when we look at the levels of research that are being done in the field, like I'm not even anywhere near the top. Like, there are guys doing way deeper research than I am. And I mean, although I work with these guys, like some of this stuff, like I can't even comprehend myself. And, when I can't comprehend it, then it's like, that's pretty damn far out there, but,
somewhere like Gary Galka.
I don't even think Gary Galka's on that level either, though.
He's like
Judy.
What now?
That's my mom's name. I just heard the name Judy, and that's mom's name.
So like guys like J.W. Prather, right? The guy who made the direct link. We're actually working on, and we've actually just secured like funding for it, and we got, that project that I had announced that we were working on with is JW and I, and then we're bringing in Mike, Chris, and Brandon from the Wraith Chasers, and bringing in my buddy Corbin Bentley. And we're going to bring everybody out here to Bryan, Ohio. And actually, we're going to do one of JW's experiments. Now, the experiment is like, I don't know if I talked to you guys about this last time, but like the gateway process, that CIA document that was, or I guess it was the Monroe Institute, but the CIA got their hands on it somehow, some way. But the gateway process is like achieving hemisync, right? And then being able to travel. And so JW is finding a way to artificially do that, and we're gonna basically 6 of us are gonna be put under or take the ride is what he says, but we're gonna be fed frequencies, blindfolded, put into very, very specific areas there's a lot of math involved in all of this, and like it'll tell you to the exact geographic coordinate and like how many feet this way or how many feet, like it'll tell you where things need to go. You got to add frequencies into the air. It's called like a catalyst experiment. So like there's multiple experiments that are kind of in one giant one. And we're going to document all of this for like 5 days.
Oh my God.
That's badass, dude.
And JW has like a giant 12-foot trailer that he brings out. It's like a command center and shit. He's got all this run wires and cameras and speakers and microphones all over the entire property. Like I think he's got something like 2,000 or 3,000 or no, like 15,000 feet of cable or something. It's crazy.
That's a lot of cable.
Yeah, it's a real experiment, man.
No, that's the way to do it, though, man. Shit,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I like that.
And really, we're only bringing in like the big names just because like that's what's going to draw attention to the experiment. That's the whole idea is like we're not going to try to fluff it up. I mean, obviously we got the production crew and everybody that's like going to help us make it look good, right? Exciting for the viewer, but at the same time we want to make sure like we're doing it accurately, like portraying everything accurately, portraying it in a way that people can understand, and also like kind of press the issue of like the significance, I guess, like push the significance of like what we're doing and why we're doing it. And like the whole idea is for us to be able to literally investigate from the other side.
That is just phenomenal, dude. I can't wait to watch that and just to learn from it and experience that with you guys. I got to tell Lee one thing real quick. I've got my headphones on, of course, but I also have a hearing aid in my right ear. Well, your grandfather Isaac just told me to tell you hello. Did you hear me? Oh, Lee froze on me.
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
My grandfather Isaac. Hey, Anthony.
Hey, how you doing?
Shit.
What's up? You doing,
Lee,
guys?
what was his name? Because you said it, and I thought it said Isaac, but I was wrong.
Leon.
Dadgummit. Okay.
Yeah.
I know what he said now. It sounded like I was said Leon, and then it was almost like Isaac, and I'm like, what did you say? But yeah, it was Leon.
Well, English isn't his first language,
No, that makes
he's
sense.
Filipino, so it's hard to catch what he's saying. Austin, there's a woman here, and she's saying, "You'll do it. You'll do it."
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know who she is, but I heard amazing, and then he'll do it.
Whatever I'm going to do, yes, I will do it.
Yeah, whatever it is that you're planning, you guys got it. So, Anthony, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing, guys? How's everything?
Awesome.
Good, man.
Listening to you guys. And Austin he's amazing with his equipment.
He's an amazing guy. Yeah. I've had some of my favorite intellectual conversations as a guest and host, or just as a friend with Austin and Blaine. So, but I had something really. I know it sounds like I'm talking about something from Harry Potter, but when I walked past your table, I saw two. It said something again. He said, "Tell him." I saw it. It said it again just now. I saw two of your pictures. It was like it moved. And I had to kind of look back again. And I kept going by because I wanted to see if I could. Was it just a trick of the eye, or what?
I thought you walking by because I thought you thought I was good looking or something, but I guess
that's it. I was flirting with you. Let's just call it what it is. But I would go by, and then there were two. One that was right on the end that you had at the table, and then one that was sort of in the center, and I could see it between two others. And I swear I thought it moved.
Do you remember which ones they were?
One of them, it looked like a tall figure. It was done in pencil. It was either pencil or charcoal because it was a dark. I would love to. Maybe I could go back because I tried to take a picture of it as well to see. Did you capture a part of you said it was like a spirit drawing. So yeah. I was wondering, is it just something, maybe a reflection? Or
no, that's actually, I'm not sure if it was a tall person. Did it have a hat on?
Yeah. He had on a hat. Yes.
Okay.
It had a brim.
Okay, that was. I know which one you're talking about. that was taken in that was I drew that one. Wait, which I'm trying to and it had the hat on. I think that was one in Southampton's. My union used to go out there for like a retreat for like critical thinking for a couple of days. And they had this old mansion that was actually built. You know the Morton Salt?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that little girl on there?
Mhm.
That was the daughter of
Right there.
Morton
No
Salt.
way.
And
Yeah.
he built that mansion
Oh
for
my
her.
God, Anthony Simonelli.
Yeah.
And
You're saying like a
and that was
My
built
wife,
for
sorry.
them.
Hello, darling. Say Anthony. Austin's wife is saying hello to you.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Background there.
She's got a sweet
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Looks like
she
I know
does.
who Anthony is.
I
Yeah.
got to meet them recently, but
Mhm.
that
Hold on
was
a second.
in the Mortons, the mansion, and my union bought the property and everything. They used to have retreats there, and it was up in the attic, and they were so rich. I had their own bowling alley in the attic.
Wow.
You know,
Oh,
but it was
wow.
back then. It was like from the late 1800s to the 1900s, and it was like wooden pins and stuff. But I went in there and I seen this shadow figure standing right by the bowling alley part, and that's what I seen. And that's at that time. I think it was 2020 when I seen that one. Yeah, it was. I think it was around that time, and I sketched it up, and I don't know anything more than that. But what I seen that. But they have seen shadows in that attic at the time. Since then, they tore down the mansion and the union sold the property, so that's all gone.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a
but
beautiful.
you caught a
house.
moment in time for sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like I said, I don't know if it was somebody that was trying to bowl or, but it was interesting because there was a lot of history there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, bet.
I didn't realize my cup is the size of my head. I wanted some hot tea. I got some, by gosh. Oh my goodness.
And do you remember the other one?
That one was the most enchanting to me. There was another one that was smaller and it was sketched in a much lighter pen. I know it's definitely pencil. And the color of the paper is a little bit darker. And I had asked you about it, and you said something about queens. If my mind is right.
Queens. I live in Queens, so
Oh, well, that ain't it.
and I grew up in Queens, and the cemeteries I investigated all in Queens.
Yeah, well, this it's like she had a dress.
Okay, was she or hair blowing in the wind?
Yeah,
Mary.
Mary. Yeah. It was Mary. It was Mary.
Mary.
That's the one that
That's what the first full body apparition I seen. Actually, I told you, changed my life. That's when I started at 13 years old. So
well, she's still with you.
That was I was 13 years old when I first seen her. My first full body.
Gosh.
And that was in at the time it was called Lutheran Cemetery, but it was also now it's called All Saints Cemetery and All Faith Cemetery. But back then, that cemetery was actually built in 1848 when New York City and Manhattan, when they're settling it, they took all the bodies out of there and they brought them all to Queens. And so a lot of these people were buying property to bury people. And it was mass graves because back then the boxes used to break and body bone, mix. And so the cemetery I seen Mary in, she was praying over a grave. And
that's it. You said she was praying over a grave. Yes.
Over a grave.
Whoa.
And when I went back later on, I found out that whole section with children that died in 1918 during I think it was influenza or whatever what was going around at that time.
Spanish flu, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Anthony, what I just heard is hello, Anthony. Clearly.
Really?
Austin, this thing is the bomb. I turned it up. I was turning it down. I turned it the other way. Yeah, it said hello, Anthony. Is this Mary?
That's just about the X.
It's the direct link first contact device.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hello.
JW.
It says hello.
Yeah. Anthony, this is pretty cool because my first spirit I saw, we lived right across the street from an old dilapidated graveyard in Montgomery, Alabama. Nobody knew who owned it. And there were graves in there that were open. There's like some of them, like 15, 16 sets of bones in there. And I saw this
Oh my
lady
God.
in this beautiful white dress. And me being the little Southern gentleman I am, I went up, asked her, I said, ma'am, are you okay? And I'll never forget, she looked at me right now and smiled with tears still rolling down her face. She says, I'm okay now, baby. And I watched her just poof, she was gone.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Isn't that wonderful?
That is so
Okay.
There you go.
Now, Blaine, I haven't had a chance to tell you, and I hope that Andy and Gwen are listening. And David, I know David is because I saw him say hello. Okay, so I've been doing some research. And in one of the towns that we're going to, I'm not going to give it away all of it out the gate, but one of the ball fields is actually right on top of a cemetery. Nice. In one of the towns we're doing our investigation. And there was a little girl buried there. It's in, there was a huge scarlet fever epidemic that hit the area. And there's a lot of Quakers, which I didn't know we had Quakers in the area. I knew we had Mennonites, but there were a bunch of Irish Quakers that moved to my state, which I didn't know in the early 1800s. It would have been late 1700s or mid to 1700s. And they have a cemetery there that, you know, where they buried their dead. And this cemetery connect with it. And there was a little girl that died, and she must have been a beautiful angel, a cherub-looking little girl. She was 5 when she passed, and she died of scarlet fever. And the family was so distraught, they were very prominent. They buried her in a glass coffin. Now, they didn't bury her. They put her in a crypt in a glass coffin so she would never decay. And then when the cemetery started falling in disrepair, they took her out of there and moved her body to a museum where she would never be seen. She's just stored in the museum. But her ghost is back at the cemetery, and she's looking for a doll. So we're gonna go to this location, and we're trying to find the museum that may have the remains of this child.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Oh, wow.
And you got to find her doll too.
I would or bring her a doll, you know. Gosh.
No doubt.
Well, she probably wants her doll. Not your doll. She wants her doll.
Well,
she
does her a brand new one.
I'll buy her a new one. But you know what? Back then, a lot of dolls were made from the hair.
Yes.
You know, like they would cut their hair and use the hair to make the doll. So there might be something significant to that. Maybe the doll is in the coffin.
And also, if they're a Quaker or Mennonite, there's no face.
Nope.
Right. There's no
and that
face.
makes it,
right.
Yeah, that makes it even creepier for me because dolls were originally made to house the souls of the dead. So now you got a no-face doll. It's even more creepy. Because I get to see what they attach to them, and some of those things aren't nice, and they're not pretty. They're pretty daggum ugly.
Yeah,
I've seen some messed up that look like they got hit with a whole ugly forest. You know, like,
not just the ugly stick, the whole forest.
The whole forest. It drug it through the next one too. Good.
The
Lord.
tree fell on them.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know who this man is in my ear, but he's laughing like crazy at you, Blaine.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Oh, this thing is great. We've got like a whole group of spirits here listening to the show, and they're
you
they're
need
talking,
to put it on
man.
speaker. We can all hear.
Yeah, you put it in a speaker.
Yeah, I can do that. It's just I do
You
hear
might
it
get
tick,
feedback.
tick, tick. It's not like a ghost box. It's rang, 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 back and forth. It's just a little tick, tick, tick.
Yeah, you might get feedback on the off your microphone. But,
Might.
Yeah.
You try it.
That's
If you
fantastic.
do, then don't do it.
Those of you watching, please get in touch with Austin.
I think if you put it back a little ways from the mic, it might not distort as bad. So,
Let's see.
Yeah, the place I grew up in, Glendale, there's 9 cemeteries there.
nice.
Yep, that's it. That's it right there. 9 cemeteries. Wow.
9 cemeteries. Harry Houdini, Mae West, even the what do you call it? Goodfellows over there. You know,
Well,
all
some
buried there.
people-
Lucky Luciano and all those people.
Oh,
golly.
wow.
That would be my second favorite more
I
than
want
Ghost
that one.
is the Mafia.
Yeah.
I love, fascinated by the structure of
Okay.
it, how it was ran,
Mhm.
and
Is,
just to be able to
is
see
that
those
box for
graves would be
sale,
so cool.
Austin? They're saying someone's asking you if the box is for sale. You held it up and you've created this now.
Yeah.
What kind of
Ronald.
thing is that?
Well, which one? I've held up two now. So, well, the smaller one is the one that you have,
Yes.
just not signed. You got the signed one. This one is the patron edition direct link FXWC, or it's actually an FXM. This is one of the ones with the microphone now. They've added that, so it's got the echo, reverb, and the microphone.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt y'all, but Ronald Tolvar.
Yeah, he's part of the ERRT
Okay.
network that we're on.
Okay.
He runs it.
Well, he's
Yeah, I think
asking about the first box you held up. He's interested in
The
that.
little one, the square one, or this
Uh-huh.
one?
I think it's the
I
little
like
one.
the second one you got.
It's the same one that you
That's
have,
what
the
we
first
run.
contact.
Yes,
Yeah.
The direct
Ronald.
link first contact. Yes, we have plenty of those available.
Ronald, I'm just going to tell you, yeah, the little one. You should get it, Ronald. You should get it. It blew my team away. It blew me, and we've only used it around my coffee table.
Yep.
But it's
Yeah,
picked
just
up
wait.
family members.
Now, also, if you ever need somebody to beta test for me and Lee will volunteer in a heartbeat and give you the best reviews. Hey, that's all we'll do is play with them and test them for you.
A volunteer's
beta
tribute.
tester for free. Yeah. I know, huh?
Yeah, I tell that to JW too. He doesn't. He
Before you guys talk about the Hack Shack,
what?
Oh yeah, I like that.
Oh shit! One of the old
keep
school ones.
I got
Oh,
I
yeah.
keep that on my desk just in case, and with my
Yep.
old Ovilus.
I got a
Hey, let me
Sanjian
tell
You
somewhere.
have an
Yeah.
he
Hey,
has an old Ovulus. I want an old one. I love
Anthony, let me
vintage
tell
stuff.
let me tell you how
Ovilus
that
X.
got.
Um,
Yeah.
Anthony, let me tell you how that is
On
that
the
an
back
SB7
here
you've
with the
got?
I'm sorry,
Is that an SB7 you've got?
I got SB7s, but this is the regular
Okay.
one of the first ones that came out when they
Okay.
broke the
The
thing
reason I asked you that, we were doing an investigation at Sloss Furnaces. Gary Galka was there the first time he had ever investigated outside of his house. And he saw what I was using and just looked at it and goes, I can make that better. And then like 4 or 5 months later, he came out with SB7, then SB11. So he upgraded what he saw from a little cheap little Radio Shack radio I had to the SB7, SB11. So yeah, I could actually say, and I helped with him finding out about that, but no, that's
You definitely goosed it along. How about
I
that?
know, I did.
Hey, I know
I
that.
do use the SB7s. I do the Estes. The Estes
Yeah.
experiment.
I love the
And
Estes method.
Oh boy, way I do it is like somebody sits like you're in a building, everything's wireless.
Yeah.
Do everything wireless. And I have spirits argue with each other. I have 2 locations, wireless, one person on the 3rd floor, one person in the basement, and I'm on the 1st floor, and the spirits arguing. And especially it was a Chrysler Mansion. We were out there doing it, and we had a woman on the 3rd floor. I always have a person with them, like, just in case somebody would walk into it, just in case, because sometimes people freak out on that. And so the person was a woman on the 3rd floor and a man down the basement. And it was like the woman on the 3rd floor, a woman was coming through saying, help me, I'm hurt and all this stuff. They're pregnant, murdered me, and all this stuff coming through. And the guy down the basement was saying, shut the F up,
Wow.
you bitch, and calling out all kinds of names. And then my friend Lourdes Gonzalez, Austin knows her. And she's like, why are you saying that to her? Because she's on the 1st floor. And it told her to shut up, you effing.
Yeah. La-di-da. Yeah.
I mean, and it's all the time. It seems like they argue with each other. And I have been we even did at the Conjuring House. So
yeah,
the place is, it comes through. I like that, with the SB7. I also do the S box also, just to break it up once in a while. But I got a couple of those. I'm more of a video
I think
person.
it's interesting. It's like what that we've had sometimes where the whole conversations on a ghost box is they're not responding to us. They're fighting with each other. I've had them, you can actually hear them physically scrapping with each other, knocking the shit out of each other, throwing people, hitting with chairs. I'm like, this is like watching the WWE field. This is pretty badass.
Yeah, we've had a lot of things like that. When I was filming Repossessed, we were at oh no, where were we? I think it was episode 5, and I was in Canada. It was beautiful. The green grass was starting to pop, but it was still pretty cold, and we were in a log cabin, and parts of it that we had to leave out. They were fighting like crazy. The whole wall was shaking because we were at ground zero where this really bad fight happened and a bunch of people died. And then when I was at MassCon, Anthony, when we were together in the no, you didn't come. Did you come to the church?
Yeah.
You remember when the fighting was going on and they were?
I walked, yeah, well, yeah, it was when the Staticom.
Yes, yes.
Blaine, if you like ITC, you gotta listen to Staticom. You have to hear Staticom.
Oh,
it's something new.
It's unbelievable. It's
Pretty
unbelievable.
cool.
It's
pretty damn cool.
It's getting to the next level.
Right.
I mean, Austin and them Austin works with them too. Juan Iacovetti and Lourdes Gonzalez.
Lourdes is adorable.
Yeah, we brought them out and they did the Staticom experiment for season 4 of Deathwalker. So
they could be on Deathwalker.
They did? Oh wow.
And I'm gonna tell you, their experiment fucking amazing. It went amazing for the episode. I can't wait for people to see it. Because it was phenomenal.
See, I'm lucky because I'm always with them, so I get to see it all the time.
Hey, I'm trying to get like y'all are, so hopefully me and Lee can get some more cons booked next year for Family Spirit.
Yeah.
So,
well, they're doing MassCon this year too.
Yep.
MassCon Gettysburg we're going to be at.
I was supposed to have gone this past year, and I had surgery, and the doctor said I couldn't go. It was worse than what they said it would be. They said I would be able to go. And then after the surgery, they're like, nah, you're not going anywhere. I was like, darn it. So I actually got a doctor's note and sent it over to Pam and Steve.
they
I didn't want them to think I was lying.
In the room.
Right.
Yeah.
Ron doesn't leave anywhere. He doesn't go anywhere without his equipment for that.
Yeah.
And it's so different than everything else. It's called the method. It's not called a box. I get scolded every time I call it a box.
Yeah. It is a method. It's because it's not just a box; it's a whole thing.
Well, the way that this thing works, the static sound that is going, there's no reason for them to pick up anything. It's not sweeping anything like a radio.
There's no transmission coming in. There's transmission coming, but there's nothing going out. There's no speakers. There's nothing involved. So that's
from what I saw,
and then only working off the static, just the static. There's no how the spirit box and everything has that then you have words and stuff. They took all that out. It's just static.
Yeah, it's just
and
static.
You're not supposed to hear.
But it's not loud. It's not loud and switching. But Austin, is it where is the static coming from? I mean, it's not just some open air.
They got a generated box.
Mic, right?
Yeah, I know that Ron uses a number of variations. I know he uses like a Sony Dream Machine, like the white noise generator. I know he uses.
But it doesn't loop. What happens is
it's just it's not a looper. Noise. White noise. No, it's not a looper. It's a generator.
Yeah, and white noise machine. What happens is you hear the shh, but it reloops itself. So when it reloops itself, whatever words you heard already, you're going to hear it again.
Yep, exactly.
It's pure white noise. It goes through.
Well, I guess there could be some benefit to that because what if something comes in differently the second time it goes around?
Yeah, well, if it's pre-recorded already, it's not going to come.
Well, what if it does?
Well, if it does,
that would be bad.
Think about this, Anthony. Think about this. Now, if something, because we're all looking at audio manipulation one way or the other. Like no matter what way, no matter what, say EVP, Ghost Box, or you listen to a Shack Hack, you listen to an actual like a sweeping radio, doesn't matter. The whole thing is audio manipulation. And so that is one thing that I've heard. And I hate to use this guy as an example, but I know
who you're going to talk about.
Yeah, him. But he had said one time that and I actually do agree with this, that you could run a track of cats meowing just repeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
And they could possibly use that to communicate. So like if you got something that's on repeat, it just keeps doing the same thing. And if something else comes in or something different comes out, then that's actually that's pretty intriguing, actually.
Like that would be awesome. That would be awesome. I know they experimented with that and it didn't happen. That's why they got a generator that has somebody build just pure white noise.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but I mean, maybe it's possible if it does loop, if something else comes out in the second loop, that'd be awesome. That would.
Well, that's like really testing for actual like manipulation. Like they are changing the audio. That's the only thing that I was looking at. But no, I think I know that they're using like some kind of AI noise. Not a noise, it's like some kind of noise dampener or something. It's an AI one though, so it'll eliminate everything except for like vocal tones or vocal sounds that the AI is associating with human speech. And then it's slowing down the audio like heavily. So now that's why a lot of these, and maybe that's what we need to do in order to hear these guys. Like it is a theory that they speak at a much higher frequency than us. So like, slowing down the audio sometimes is necessary. And Ron and Lordez are able to just do it live through that, which
they've been slowing it down lately.
What?
They have been slowing it down.
Well, I know that and I actually like the idea of slowing it down. I mean, especially because when you talk about white noise, I mean, it is a lot of frequencies. Like it is a lot of audio frequencies all coming in at once.
Yeah.
And so like, you're going to have to slow it down, stretch it out, dampen it, like get rid of a lot of those unnecessary ones. And I mean, I love the idea and I've been trying to figure out a way to make a portable version of it. Like, I actually have this big, it's a DAR 101. I don't know what the brand is. I can't see it from this side of the room, but it's got it's a big MP3 recorder. So like I'm actually looking at it and trying to see if like there's some ways that I can maybe slow down the audio during playback, or I also have a digital noise suppression DSP, a digital signal processor, which is allowing me to, when I turn the frequencies to a specific setting, it sounds exactly like the Staticom, like the watering kind of, like it sounds like a running creek, like a running,
All right.
So I know I'm getting closer, and I've been talking to Ron about this too. I'm like, man, I'm almost there, but there's something missing.
Hey, also, I'm wondering, like the commercials they always show, like the sound noises to help you sleep, like that, the white noise, the green noise, blue noise. I wonder how that would work as like static to get the sounds to come through with that.
Well, see, I actually, in my current setup for what I was trying to do to like my portable Staticom, quote unquote, I got, for lack of a better name, of course, but what I have a full spectrum RF receiver inside, as well as a pink noise generator.
Nice.
So you talk about the brown noise, the green noise, the white noise, all that stuff. Well, I got pink noise, which is on the higher side, the higher frequency ranges.
Yep.
But having the full spectrum RF receiver, I mean, this thing will pick up anywhere from the bottom of AM all the way up through the top of microwave. So like if I pointed at a highway, I could pick up like CB radio. I could pick up dispatchers and truckers talking to each other. I pointed at an airport, I can hear air traffic control. Like this thing will pick up everything across the board, but it's not sweeping. It's not like tuning. It's just like anything that crosses the path, the line of sight of the radio receiver. And so I have those, but I want to, I actually been working with, so Anthony, Kim Sleep, right? So Kim has actually been working with a guy out in Germany. His name is Andreas. But he's been working with something like a chemical. And apparently when you run the audio through this chemical, and the chemical is like pressurized and it's like pressurized enough, I guess, it creates this really crazy sound. And so I got one of them from him, and I want to run it through this digital noise suppressor, the digital signal processor. I want to see.
Interesting.
I know I never even thought about that, but then I guess this guy out in Germany is like playing around with a lot of these different ideas that Kim is sending him. So like Kim is sending,
when you come, like you shoot light through water, you get that reflection that goes a different way, or you get a rainbow, whatever. Now, if this chemical, if it have the same buoyancy as water or the same thickness as water, if it's thicker than water, it might not go. It might just
it's not. The chemical is actually compounded. Like it's a real hard material that the audio is like somehow it's a conductive chemical of some sort. So but it has to be pressurized a certain amount inside of a little case inside of the box. It's really crazy, but like I had it running the other day, and like it would be pure static, silent, kind of just steady. Then all of a sudden you'd start hearing this crackling in the background, and then it would come in real loud and static, and then it would just die back out again. It's like, what the hell, man? So I got to do more research with that. But I know that when you run, like, you guys know what heavy water is?
Yeah.
So, like, I know if you run audio or you run, or even another example, lasers, right? When you use a laser audio transmitter, you shoot it through heavy water, or you can shoot it through a crystal, and on the receiving end, you're going to get a different sound than you would just normally. And so KD actually came up with that idea of like shooting a laser audio transmitter through a crystal and right through the crystal on the other end. So almost like you're combining obviously the audio and the light frequencies together, but now you're talking about a vibrational frequency that the crystal has. And of course, the whole crystal memory, well, not just but the crystal memory, like the power that the crystals have, even native peoples, all like ancient peoples all knew about that, even though they shouldn't have. But like if we're able to tap into those frequencies as well, I'm starting to there's more and more experimentation that can be done, like, because now we're not just talking about, I mean, you could talk about chords, or you could try, like diamonds, you could try freaking, I don't know, all the different transparent crystals. I'm not a big crystal guy, but you get my point.
Yeah.
Like, what could it amplify it?
When you just mentioned that.
No, that's funny. I was about to ask you.
Through a stone.
You use like.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Who's going first? Who's going first?
I'm waiting. I think he froze up.
Blaine, go ahead. Blaine's talking, but nothing's happening.
Oh, because he's on mute.
How did you get muted?
He's on mute.
Well, then you ask first, then. Anthony.
Okay. If you're shooting a laser through any kind of crystal or anything that's clear, you should have. You might be able to figure something out. On the other side, have it catch in fiber optics, because fiber is very quick. Also, they shoot laser through it to get sound out of the other end. That's how you get TV now and everything else. So maybe with something with fiber optics that would work if you can catch it on the other side and transmit it into maybe a speaker or something, see what comes out.
Well, the way I do it right now is I actually have a receiver to catch the audio in, and it runs it into a speaker. But I have to use like a guitar amp, like a mini guitar amp or something to run it through, because you got to turn that gain way up in order for you to hear the audio clearly. But I love the idea of being able to mix different kinds of frequencies together. And so, I love the idea of, that's why I kind of like the idea of running it through like heavy water. There's also a lot of experiments that we were looking at that actually the KD and I were looking at, that where you run a laser audio transmitter through different like gases, like neon gas or something out, or some other kind of gas. But like apparently it's used for some kind of telephone, like to the dead. like I can't remember. I don't know if it was Edison or if it was somebody else that created this schematic, but it was like you had to bounce this laser audio transmitter off of mirrors, but the laser would run through pressurized tubes that had these gases in it. And somehow I guess that was supposed to. I mean, I don't know.
Egyptian.
Test tubes.
Because they would take the sun and bounce it through mirrors in order like chambers.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
pyramids, but it was also part of the process of the dead, speaking with the dead.
Well, right, and now you're talking about mixing in different chemicals, different elements, different things like that. And I mean, we never really looked into that before. I guess as far as we haven't really been looking into adding matter, I guess, like physical matter in the mix with our experimentation.
I would like to add some things like sacred geometry and crystals together with light to create amplifiers for these things, just like a little.
I just thought of an idea, like having. So like imagine setting up crystals in like a hexagon or a pentagram formation, right? The 5-point star. And then
I got you.
No. Hear me out first. So then you run a laser through one, but the crystals have to something like that, right? Now imagine imagine pointing a laser at one from the side and having the light refract from each crystal over to the next crystal all the way around.
Oh, now that's different than what I'm talking about. This one, I'm gonna have to.
Now, if you could get it to do the lines across to each other, now that would be fucking sick. That would be sick.
See?
Ooh, is that a Schumann? Is that a Schumann wave generator?
This one is someone made this for me.
It's a radionics machine. It looks like.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
I had one too.
Last name Fetters.
Okay.
He's Santa, and his wife is Mrs. Claus, and they were at the MassCon. He was selling these, but this one he made specifically for me, and he's going to be selling them now. But each one of these, see, this is Metatron symbol. Let me turn this off so you can see it better. This is Metatron symbol, okay? And Metatron symbol is basically got all of the elements. That's what each one of these are. And then it has, besides the elements, it's got the seed of life. And so when you turn this on, and then if you use each one of these crystals, my next step for this would be the seed of life in itself. This is part of the original. I'm putting it on top, and then for pendulum work as a way of protecting, but also amplifying. So, I'm really excited about this. There's so much to know about sacred geometry, but I really like. I got my crystals right here, so let me reach over. I really feel like that it would be a great way to amplify electronics too.
It could.
Go. Hey, baby. My son just came in.
Where did the plane go?
I don't know. He said that it knocked his cam off, and it also
probably backstage and waiting on Brandon to freaking get his shit together.
Brandon, maybe he's texted him or something. I don't know.
Brandon, let's go, Brandon.
That's nice.
This one is citrine, so it's coming out a different color.
Oh, that's cool.
But the idea is I'm going to take some crystals that will be the same size, same height. So
what's interesting too is because like the different crystals will, like when you shine a light through these crystals, there's different light frequencies that are coming out depending on the color of the crystal.
I know.
So I mean, you could add that element into it as well.
Within this, each one of these are not just represented, but the geometry of each creates it's like a battery. The light is bouncing inside of it.
Oh, nice.
So therefore, it's getting bigger and bigger. If there was a way to stream them all together, like you said, and beam it, oh my goodness, that would be something altogether.
That would be a matter of alignment, like aligning these crystals just right. Like, so you'd have to start with one, shoot a laser through one, and turn it until it refracts the light. Just, like, it would be a challenge, I think, but it would be really cool.
It would be.
And if you were able to do it
and,
with like an audio transmitter or something, like that would be even cooler.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what you could do? Okay, here's a simple experiment, right? All right, so that thing did you see what I posted the other day about laser audio laser listener? Do that, except with the crystals instead of a glass mirror or something.
Oh my God, I love
like
that.
Just take a laser pointer, shine it inside one from the side, and then just angle you'll just have to rotate the crystals to get the angles right, each one. But you have you get like either a photoresistor or a solar panel, like from one of those walkway lights outside or something. You get them for like $1 at Walmart.
Yeah,
and you clip the cables in the back. It's red and black.
Yeah.
Hook those up to a 3.5 millimeter cable. If it's a mono cable, then it'll just have the red and black wires. Just connect red to red, black to black. Then you plug it in, and boom, there you go.
Oh, that's awesome. And it would charge. It would have its own charge so that it would light up longer, right?
Oh, well, yeah. If you have the laser, you can use any laser pointer, like any laser pointer. You just have to bounce it you have to bounce it through or off of some glass or something, transparent.
Yeah, I know you both have heard about glass being a portal. Have you ever looked into it based off of, honestly, the wood or the cardboard? Like, here's a piece of cardboard, right? And then you put the glass here, but there's something in between the two. Usually it's some sort of reflective paint or something, especially the older mirrors, though. They always had something. And then the glass was not just regular old glass. Usually it's hand blown, right? So it's actually creating something in between to where it could be a dimension. It could create a false dimension. I've often thought of that. And
that's interesting, because I have been trying and everything already too. And, I see myself turn into an old man in the mirror. I see my face in the mirror. It's like, holy shit.
Hey, you know what? As long as the mirror don't crack, I think you're good.
Yeah. I had one of my friends. He looked like a woman and stuff, but you actually do change. Your face does change with this.
Oh, yeah, it does. I've seen it do all kinds of things.
Yeah, right.
Do you guys ever wonder?
The Shanley Hotel. That's where I did my scrying. That's the scene behind me. It's the Shanley Hotel.
Oh, wow.
That's that place up in upstate New York. That's where you haunted.
Have you ever drawn pictures from spirits that you may have seen in a scrying mirror?
From the mirror? Something? No, I haven't. I should have.
This is
these pictures. When I see something, it stays with me forever. I could draw it today. What I seen 10 years ago. It's weird how things stay in my head. I can't remember what I had for lunch, but I can remember spirits I seen 10 years ago and what they look like, the color of their hair, their eyes, their shoes, the outfits, and everything. I can remember all that, but it's weird. It's like burned into my head for some reason.
So it's like a selective photographic memory.
Yeah.
Object permanence.
Yep.
So this is Luna. She's the snoring monkey that you guys may hear.
We have a cat named Luna.
Really? We named her Luna because her head is, her grande gourd is so big. Hear her snorting?
Yeah. I named my cat Luna because she is gray and white like the moon. And she's kind of fat too, so like
I don't know if you can
big
see,
around,
she's got dark blonde spots on her head, and it looks like craters in the moon.
Oh boy!
I'm gonna go back to sleep.
I know she had a big day today. We had to go to the vet. I'm her adoptive mother. I'm still I'm her foster mom, and so I'm still taking her back and forth to the Humane Society. I was saying before we brought you guys in, those of you that are watching, if you're thinking of a new pet, please don't get rid of your senior pet and get a puppy. Just keep them both. I mean, they don't live very long, and we are the world to them. And you never know what a senior dog can train a new puppy and vice versa. I mean, they bring the life back to an older pup or cat, and you'll be blessed for doing something great for something that loves you as much, right, baby? She was part of a puppy mill, and someone actually found her running down the road. She had scars and sutures where she had had a C-section, and she was all skin and bone. And I've been feeding her. I give her cod liver oil in her food, and I give her some extra vitamins. It looks like ketchup, but it's in a big bottle, and it's for all kinds of dogs, and it's mostly vitamins, that dogs need and everything. And so I mix it. She doesn't like just the straight taste of it, but I mix it with her dog food, and she loves it.
I'd make sure that you labeled it correctly in your refrigerator too.
Yeah.
So you don't...
That'd be rough.
Make sure we put some on your hot dog.
Down my dog.
That would be awful.
We just had to put down my dog.
Oh, Anthony, I'm sorry.
Sorry to hear that, man.
So I mean, it's we had her 15 years, but she was a little dachshund, mini dachshund.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
so she's a child to y'all.
Yeah, and
Family member.
My wife supervised over it and stuff. So my son's dog, we call him a grandpup.
Yeah.
So we're watching her this week, so my wife's all happy that she has a dog here now too.
Oh, that's nice.
So
Sweet.
dog 15 years. I'm not going to get any more dogs. I'm getting to a point now. It's like I want to do stuff, and you always have to find somewhere to bring the dog, or you could take the dog with you, and not everywhere. So
that's why I have cats. We have cats.
I have a parrot.
Oh wow!
7 years old. He's supposed to go to 80.
Is he loud?
Wow.
Is he loud when you sleep?
No. He talks.
No?
He calls my wife and everything.
My buddy had a
food and everything. Oh yeah.
My buddy had a freaking like he had a it wasn't a parakeet. What was it? It was he had a bird that would yell at him in the middle of the night. He'd be sleeping, and all he'd hear was like, "Dad, Dad, Dad."
Those are the I think the mouth cows, something like that. Those big birds with blue hair, with the blue.
You're thinking of a macaw, but
I used to have a macaw. I had
no, it's something else. It's another bird. It's not a parakeet. It's something else.
Yeah,
it's a smaller bird that would talk.
Cockatiel.
A cockatiel, yeah.
Yeah, I had
cockatiel. That's what it is. Yes.
I had a crow, and it talked.
You had a crow?
Yeah, we rescued the crow. She couldn't fly anymore, and she loved dog food. And she stayed in her little cage. We'd have the door open because she couldn't fly away, And she'd say, "Alan, where'd you park the car?" Alan, that was my dad's name. "Where did you park the car?" And then she would say, "Hello, hello. My name is Joe.
Good night, love you." His name is Murphy. And as you leave, you put your jacket on. He goes, "I'll see you later." Yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome. See, I would like a bird that would do that.
No. So tell me a bit about your book, Anthony, that you wrote about pets.
Oh yeah, I didn't. I was one of the writers in the book, and I wrote the story about Cookie, my dog that I had since I was 2 years old. And what happened was, I wrote the story, and when Cookie, I don't know, somebody's beeped me here. I thought I shut it off. I'm just ignoring it. But Cookie, I had it since I was 2 years old. But she was about 18. We had her for 18 years. So I had her for a long time.
Elijah, hand me the
The
camera.
first 5 years of my growing up, I was the only kid in the house, and I had, so I consider like my little sister.
Oh,
That was like
yeah.
my little sister. So we had her for 18 years, and she ended up getting cancer, and we had her, things all over. And back then, nobody really did vets back in this,
Yeah. I
70s,
remember.
early 80s, whatever. Not like now, everybody does a vet. So we put it down. But the day they took her to put it down, my father, my grandfather, I had carried the car. I couldn't go with them because I didn't want to see it. And so they take her, and I'm up in my room really upset.
Oh,
And all of a
yeah.
sudden, I hear my father pulling into the driveway. And I'm like, and I hear barking. I hear Cookie barking.
Oh,
They didn't put it down. They didn't put it. I was so excited and stuff. I go running down there, and no, she wasn't. It wasn't. It was her bark, but I figured maybe she's trying to say goodbye or whatever. But within a couple months down the line, I've been noticing her around the house and stuff. One night, I was in my room. I lived in Glendale, in Queens. It's a two-family, so I lived on the second. I lived on the second floor. My grandparents lived on the first floor. My family lived on the second floor, and I was in my room. And all of a sudden, I hear barking. I'm like, what the hell is this barking? So I get up, and I go downstairs, and I hear something at my front door. So I turn on the light. All of a sudden, as I opened up the door, I found a crowbar on my stoop. Somebody's trying to pry open our door. Yeah. And if it wasn't for the dog barking, this person would have got in.
oh my gosh.
He must have ran away when he seen the light go on.
Damn. Well, even in the afterlife, man.
And to me, that was like her protecting us.
I'm sure. I'm
And
sure.
Sounds like.
I had a pet psychic on one time, and she was telling me about how, and this maybe you should tell your wife, how animal spirits can splinter, and how they will actually go into your new pet if your pet is connected with you. You can see not the whole soul, but like take for instance, it's a pretty common thing for some people that have pets. If they get another pet, all of a sudden the new dog will take on traits like the old one. There was like my dog Merlin. He would sleep under the covers. He would get under the covers and be at my feet or at my like where my lap would be. I lay sleep on my side, and he would right there at my lap. And Ginger started doing that, and she was never ever like that before. And it was about 3 months after we got her. Merlin was a service dog. He was a shelter dog that became a service dog. And he was trained at the Humane Society. There was someone that was volunteering that would teach some of the dogs that showed some really high intellect, how to be a shelter dog. I mean, a service dog. And so I got Merlin. He was a senior dog, but he was just so doggone smart. And, I just loved Merlin. He had passed away in my arms, and I couldn't have him put down. That's another story altogether. But anyway, he was right there with me, and now I see things very similar to Merlin and Ginger, and Luna. She's only been with me. She hasn't been with me a month yet. It's just been a few weeks, and my mother's dog passed away, Toby. And he would go through the living room, go up under the coffee table, come around to the end table, go back out, and then go down the hallway and go to her room and come back around. He had a little,
routine.
Yeah, where he would do his little trail where he was watching the whole house. And she started doing the same thing.
Oh, wow.
And I said, what is going on here? And I saw a little white shadow. And my mom said, do you see what I see? and Luna walked right up to it. And then I saw him go like that, like the two. And she's been doing like, things that Toby did. So, I mean, I don't doubt it anymore. I don't doubt it. What this pet psychic told me, I know that I can see certain things, kind of like you, the things that you've told me that you see. And, I just thought, now that I know that you've lost a pet recently, just be on the lookout. If you decide to feed a cat outside or something.
It's weird because my wife's on the couch one night. Well, it was in the morning or afternoon, something like that. And I just got up. I just walked in and into my living room, and I seen the dog where my wife sits on the couch. I seen the dog where she used to sit because she's a small dog, just on by her arm, and like her head to pick up and look at me. And I stopped, and I was like, my wife goes, "What happened? What happened? What'd you see? What's going on?" And I'm like, because I didn't want to tell her because she was so upset. And then finally, like, yeah, I seen Daisy. That was the dog's name. I seen Daisy sitting by your arm. I'm like, oh my God. And she starts hugging the spot and kissing the spot. She had to be on that spot most of the day and everything. But she was happy. But I have heard in the middle of the night, like her nails.
On the floor, on the hardwood floor. Yes.
She used to have a thing at nighttime, especially when she got older. She used to get up middle of the night, like old people like me, and she had to go take a pee, go get some water, and then go back to bed. So that's what she did. She used to go up. We used to have like a wee pad for her because she was a small dog.
Yeah.
And then go up to her dish, and she used to clank it.
Yeah.
Clank the dish. So the one night I hear like going down the hall. I'm like, what the? I hear her. I'm expecting to see her coming out because where my hall is, you go down, and where my couch is, you don't see down the hallway because it's on the side. But if somebody comes out, you can see them coming out. Coming out. So I'm expecting to see her out. Nothing. Also, I hear a dish clank, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I said, "Daisy, you here? Daisy, But I've been hearing stuff like that lately. I don't know what these people want with me tonight.
It's in the group chat.
Oh yeah, it's the group chat.
We're Brandon. Yeah.
Yeah, I was messaging.
Apparently he wants to get back in.
Yeah,
that's the group chat. Okay, that's what you're thinking. So I have been seeing her in the house. Well, I have seen pets in the past. I drawn them. I don't know if you've seen any on the table. I don't know if I had any on the table. The Selma Mansion, I seen a dog and I seen a cat there, and I drew those pictures too back when I seen them. So I have seen animals in the past. Some people don't believe there would be spirits of animals, but nah, I believe 100%. Of course,
absolutely,
they're there.
They're there. Well, hey, Christopher.
Hello.
Here we go. Christopher made it in, guys. This is Christopher Fisher. He's one of my co-hosts, and he comes just about every show, and he does a lot of research. And last time we were on, Austin, he had some pretty good ideas about some equipment. So,
yeah, I remember.
Anthony, this is Christopher, and Christopher, we're talking about spirit animals, not just like animals, but actual pets that have passed. And so I was just telling him a little bit about what I knew about little animals, and that death is a natural thing, and they listen to their instinct, but they're also very devoted to you, and they never leave. And it's an old indigenous saying that if you bury your dog or cat on your property, that they would stay with you and protect you.
Animals are very much a part of the spirit world, and a lot of people deny that. And what it don't help is there are many activist groups that don't believe in iconoclasty, connection with animal guides, because iconoclasty is a calling of like your spirit animals if you're not of a tribe's religion, right? basically, it's incorrect because everyone has that type of spirit connection, and a lot of people that start debates like that really don't know the half of what goes on.
Austin, you're going to get a charge out of this. Someone today had said, I got a camera for you. I think it's going to be good for your investigating. Hey, Blaine's coming back on. There he is.
There he goes.
No, that was the weirdest damn thing. Okay, I have this thing set up to restart every night at 2:00 to get updates. This thing decided it just wanted to do it right in the middle of the damn show. I was speaking, and I'm like, "You son of a bitch!"
This is not the time.
I was like, "You don't just off the romance." It's like, y'all lucky I work Windows system because it pays me, but I can still talk bad about you when it takes my shit off when I don't want it gone.
So, Blaine, look what was in my mailbox, Blaine.
Oh,
nice. Somebody put it in my mailbox.
Blaine, I have a suggestion for you to make that not happen again. Just go into system.
Blow the computer up? Okay.
Yeah,
go into the settings, then go to Windows Update and click on pause. It won't update for a week.
So this is a JVC surveillance camera.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like a CCTV.
Yeah. So here I have got this thing.
It looks like
Can
a
you
moon
make
camera.
something out of it? Yeah. Can you make something out of it, Austin?
They looks like.
I mean,
I'm sure you could.
Probably.
Wouldn't it be cool to have something out of this?
It looks like an old.
Did it come with any kind of remote or anything?
Used on the moon.
Yeah, it does though.
Because that looks like there's a zoom lens on there.
Yeah, but it should be able to be.
Adjusted. But usually CC cameras are usually mounted to a building or something, so they usually have some sort of remote that makes the camera zoom in and zoom out.
So it says 9 volt on here, and then it says video out, and then sync in, and then there's I don't know what that is. It has
which is good.
4 lands that stick out. Yeah, 9 volt.
Because you could use that as wireless on a DVR.
Hey, honestly, you could probably connect that to a lot of different things.
Yeah,
a lot of different monitors.
Because what happens is a lot of the cameras for the CCs don't come with a battery. You have to always still hardwire it to some sort of power source. You can have the wire going for the audio, the video going back, and the audio. But to power it, you need usually to go hardwire. Since that has a 9 volt, that's great.
Well, here I am with this thing trying to figure it out. So I just thought, shoot, I'll bring it on the show tonight. I mean, that someone gifted this to me and said, hey, maybe it'll help you. I love that it's got the built-in, I don't know if it's to be this way or this way, but like the little tripod thingy.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if this was removable like an SLR camera.
That lens might be removable.
Yeah. I just wanted to
you turn it halfway.
It looks like one of the cameras they use in the moon landing.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I could necessarily do anything camera wise. I mean, I could turn it into something like I know I did like those old Brownie cameras. They're like
yes.
I don't know, yay big.
Yeah,
like I did. I've done a couple of those and actually made it into what I call a projector box, which is basically I put a crystal, like some kind of crystal in the lens, like a smoky quartz crystal, I think, in the lens, and then I had LEDs flashing behind it, but so like it would shoot a square projected kind of color blue screen onto the wall while the ghost box was running. I think Matthew Jackson has one of them actually, but yeah, I've done that before, but.
Well, I have a Brownie.
You have to make that full spectrum.
Wouldn't that be
cool? You get that lens off. You get the lens off, and you break. There's a little crystal, like it looks like a red little square.
Yeah.
Right over the lens. You break that off, it becomes a full spectrum camera.
Damn.
You can make that full spectrum.
Oh, that would be so cool.
I know, huh?
So
not necessarily true full spectrum, but it's definitely more full spectrum than it was before.
Yeah, I mean, well, But
Oh,
I mean,
that's so
it
cool.
does make it change the to be in full spectrum.
I think it's actually the IR filter, right? So like you remove that IR filter off of the lens, and so it'll pick up any IR light that normally wouldn't have been able to before. But the only thing is like because that one probably has a switch inside to switch it from day to night vision, and so like basically you would just be taking the IR filter off of because like it removes it'll remove that IR filter once the camera switches to night mode. Because then it has an IR. Typically, they have a small IR light on them or something. And CCTV IR lights
right
Those
here.
IR light on them.
These 3 pieces right here. It has the video iris, and it has video, and then it has a ground wire, and then positive, negative, and it says here 12 volt.
That's probably for the zoom in for the lens of the camera.
Yeah, the iris is more or less like the lens of like an eye. Like we all have an iris in our eye. So.
And here's the iris. You put that, plug it in there. I guess that it could be, because you can't see anything, you know.
Right. Right.
But I just thought it was really cool.
On a screen, some sort of monitor.
Yep. That's where you could put the video out. Like you could rig up like like the BNC connectors. You could rig up BNC connectors to go to that. You could even just do like you can find some systems where you just connect wire to wire audio. The AV wire, or they just got the little screw terminals that you would connect a wire to a monitor. They would have the screw terminals in it too, but it would be that's old school tech.
Yeah,
that is old school tech.
That's old school tech.
Some of the old school stuff works just as good.
Or better.
I started better. Stuff.
Well, I still like the film stills. The better than digital. I still. Oops, excuse me.
What, the 35mm camera? Like I started with?
Or are you talking about old school Polaroid?
35mm camera.
Both
could be contaminated very easy if it's a little piece of dust or something in the room or fingerprint or just not being correctly developed. So that's the only thing about 35mm film, which is good because I started with that and I got nothing. 13 years old. I used to buy the film and not be able to afford to develop it. So I had a bunch of little films that had undeveloped for years, but it could be contaminated too. Just a little piece of dust, a hair, something like that. So it's very easy to.
Our mad scientist, I see smoke. You must be. You're soldering, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's been doing the whole show.
It's so much fun.
The mad designer,
yeah.
KD's the mad scientist. I'm like Inspector Gadget or some shit.
Hey, that's okay. When the gift comes through, use it, man.
Yeah.
You need one of those hats now.
I know.
Gadget, one of those hats, you press it, and something
go
like
go gadget, go gadget, go
gadget.
I have a friend named Mark Clark, and he takes a vest that's like a hunting vest, and he has all his stuff in that vest. You investigated with him, Blaine, at the Paracon Dixie Ghostland.
Yeah, no. Hey,
he was fresh out.
The old fishing jackets, those are best, man.
Well, see, I have one of the glide gear vests that actually had. I have to get it back, but it's got all the 1/4-inch thread holes on it, and so you can basically attach all these different arms. Look like freaking Doc Ock out of the Spider-Man, right? So you have all these different arms, and you can attach different equipment to each arm. So you walk around with 8 arms spread out like that, just all in front of you with different meters and all.
Like a spider, huh?
Yeah. Mo, when we did the show,
with all the arms sticking out.
Yeah, he has whatever that thing is that he had on. He would put his voice recorder in there. He had his K2 in there. He had everything.
Oh, I do that all the time. I have a couple.
Yeah,
those come in handy, especially when you do a big place. Trans Allegheny or What do you call it? those big places, asylums or prisons, wherever you may
Mhm.
go.
Put all your extra batteries in there too.
Batteries. I put equipment in there and stuff. And
Mhm.
because you got so much walking in those places to do. And I always have a camera and I got body cams all over me. So,
How cool is that?
I carry my camera, the body cams, and I got my equipment in what I want to have in there.
Yeah.
You know how easy that is?
Yeah,
It's
it's
better than
convenient.
carrying everything in your hands.
Very convenient.
And the nice thing, you can go to some of the Army surplus stores, and they'll have those on sale. You can buy them
Yes.
like dirt cheap and find them in a Goodwill. They
That's
work.
right.
Well, if
I mean,
They
anybody
good.
finds some, please tell me because I want some and I can't put my hands on them.
Yeah. Well,
So-
Yeah, you can buy it.
I have one that's camo.
Oh, I
You can-
love that.
I have one.
You find a
camo.
lot of stuff
You
at
could use
those.
them also. The hunting vest, because you
Yeah.
get something with a lot of pockets. So
Mhm.
hunting vest is just as good.
Yeah, I use a fishing vest, a hunting vest, anything I
Yeah.
get my hands on, it works.
That's
Well,
right.
you can find the guys, I've been looking for the ladies in this section. I'm going to go over to the guys section and take a look.
Hey, Lee,
Yeah,
any
because
Walmart
they're
has them. So
well worth it.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, you go to
Yep.
any department store, they've got them, especially at Walmart, Target, Bass
Mhm.
Pro Shop,
Yep.
Amazon.
So I used to carry a big bag with me and my equipment on it. I drape it over me, carrying everything through. And it's like now you got to take the bag off, put your stuff down, and now dig through your bag, especially in those places like pitch black, and you guys a little flashlight trying to find everything. This you have everything in your pockets. It's everything separate.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple of those. Those are definitely good to have.
Absolutely.
Especially in these big places.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
even smaller places, it's like you got so much stuff to carry, especially like me, because I have bad knees and bad back from being loading airplanes for 26 years in the Air Force. So
Wow.
I have to limit what my weight on my back and knees are.
Mhm.
So yeah, that makes it a lot better because it spreads out the weight
Mhm.
more evenly on you.
Yeah, I got bad knees and back for 37 years being an electrician
I
in
bet
New
you
York
do.
City.
See, I'm surprised you're not a builder, Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what happens is I'm blind in one eye, so it's very hard for me to judge.
Excuses.
Nice.
Excuses. I'm just.
I mean, the stuff that you guys do, I
I'm just
could
kidding.
pick it up and stuff, but I don't know.
It
Now I'm
is. It's
retired,
very.
I got lazy. You kidding? I go invest.
You start some of these circuits, man. I'm telling you, you get down there. I mean, they got really, really tiny, like tight spaces that you got to try to fit stuff in and solder, like fit your soldering iron into. Yeah, I know it's not as easy as just picking it up and doing it.
Yeah. Well, I've been looking.
Be right back.
Doing the night vision
Okay.
light.
Gotcha.
Bye, Chris.
He'll be back.
Night vision light.
Yeah.
Because the guy that used to do my team passed away a couple of years ago. Guy Joe McCaffrey,
He's still
and
around.
he used to build these lights, and I have them. I still have them. I have lights like 10 years old that he made, and because my camera is full night vision, and I got this nice camera that I could go in the hallway, and it lights up pretty much everything in the hallway.
Wow.
If I put that light on the top, it lights up everything all the way to the end of the hallway.
Yeah.
And that's what I want. And like I said, I meant to Trans-Allegheny. I mean, I was in that pitch black, my hand on the wall to see I'm walking straight,
Yeah.
and I'm walking down, and you throw that light on, and it lights up the whole place. It's like, so I was thinking about I should start those. But then I'm thinking about doing a lot of things, and, you start, it's like, well, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll start it tomorrow.
I want one of those ropes that, you can touch it, like a spirit will touch it and it'll go
those are
up.
wild. Yes.
I want one of those. I'm not sure where to find
Yes.
that from.
We did, like I said before, we were at the Conjuring House, and one of my friends, Bob, had that, and that was wild. We were down the basement, and it was like 5 of us, and what's his name showed up, John Zaffis. He showed up for us, and he's a great guy. He just shows up out of the blue. I'm here, So it's
That's John.
really cool. And we're down in the cellar, and we're all asking questions. And John asked one question about who's the what do you call it? There's a name of one of the ancients. Who's the ancient one? And the lights just started going off all different parts of the room, like blinking, because we had it draped around the whole place.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
and it was like, holy cow! Because
what are those called?
It's
some
EMF
people,
probe, I guess.
Some of them call them elementals. Some of them call they are not of this earth, but they have been around.
No. It's a piece of equipment.
Oh, equipment. I'm sorry.
Equipment. Yeah, it's like a rope.
My bad.
It
looks like a jump rope.
EMF rope.
But it's got lights all through it. And
right.
You know how the cat balls, how you can, they can be manipulated?
You know who makes them?
Well, it's a whole rope of them. It's crazy.
If you're interested, Tracy at the Shanley Hotel.
Really? Okay.
He makes them. And the last time we were there, somebody bought one, and it worked. They draped it out, and it worked great.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to get back up there. I love the Shanley. I had the best experience on the 3rd floor.
Oh, I love that place. I mean, I'm there so much now. Kelly and Tracy, they're great people. And
I miss Sal.
I love going there.
Sal was my buddy. I talked to
Sal was great, wasn't he?
Yeah, and for somebody like me being a Southern guy, he treated me with the best hospitality I've ever gotten in my whole life, even in the South. And Sal became one of my very dear friends. I was very saddened when he passed away.
Yeah, we all
did get, what was cool, I did get to talk to him after he passed. He come saw me, and that's one of the things I love about my gift. He said, man, it ain't the same not being there no more. I said, dude, you can always go back there. You go where you want to.
2 people took over Kelly. She's awesome. She brought it back to a friendly and family like. This is Sal back then. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's family in my house.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody. Sal used to smoke a lot. So he had
I smoked a lot with Sal.
Yeah. And we did it. We went there one time with my friend Flip. And Flip actually worked there one time. So he knew Sal very well. He volunteered there all the time.
I miss
Sal.
We
were in there. Mm-hmm. And we were at the time that's when Kelly just took over the Shanley. And we went into the room where because Sal actually lived in the hotel at one time.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And we actually went to where his apartment was, and we were in there. And Flip X, he goes, Sal, if you're here, what was your favorite thing to tell everybody? And it came out, family, just like that on the spirit box. And we were like, did you just hear that? We all heard it. And the way it sounded would sound like him because they had that raspy voice.
Yeah.
What was funny with me is like Sal says, I never let any guests come up to my room, but I don't know. I feel something different with you. I want you to see what you pick up in my room. So I was probably one of the investigators while he was alive that actually got to go in his and his wife's apartment up there.
Oh,
and
wow.
And I got to have probably about a 7-8 minute box session up there and just got some remarkable stuff out of there. It was amazing.
Where his kitchen was, that's where we got it. So when you first walk in, his sink and everything was right there. That's where we got the him say family.
That's awesome.
Right there.
Yeah. Austin, what's the name of those ropes that are lights that go off like the cat balls, but they're
like tripwires?
Trip wires?
I think those there's like a rope light that's got K2 meters in it.
You get K2 meters in it, yeah.
Yeah, that's
you can't pick it up and make it go off.
No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't really see. There's been other versions of that prior to that one coming out, and that one's just kind of like the mainstream one. But yeah, that's basically what it is. It's got K2 sensors in each of the lights.
Yeah, I want one.
So, I mean, you could probably get them off of I think it's like Ghosts of Augustine or something, maybe, or I don't know, maybe Ghost Stop or whatever. Yeah, I know some of those things are like beyond kind of where I'm at, like with my stuff. So I don't know. I don't want to put that equipment down or anybody that uses that down. That's not really my forte, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Girl Tracy makes them in Shanley, so you can.
Yeah, I sent a message.
She's the manager of Shanley.
Okay.
So, if you guys ever go to Shanley, you guys got to call.
Oh, dude, if we're coming, you're going with us. We're grabbing Austin too.
I'm working on another field trip for spring. Austin, I know that, in fact, we're at the point now where we need to talk about some of this. You have your underground paranormal network, and you go to places that are not over investigated. And so,
well, I run locations that are not over investigated. Like,
I love it.
Yeah, I've been like working hard for 5-6 years now, trying to we're up to 7 locations within our network right now. And we run all the ghost tours, all the events, everything out of all of them. So
how can we find out more information? And are you running specials? Talk to me about it.
Well, I mean, we always got, it's all of them are open year round. We do have deals where if you book multiple nights throughout the year, like multiple locations, you get so much off on the total price. You only got to pay, I think one of our big things was that you only have to pay a $200 deposit and you can book up to 7 nights throughout the year. So because most locations, you got to pay like $100 down or whatever. Right. And because we are all within this, because they're all in the same network, we could just say, $200 and you can pick 7 dates, up to 7 dates a year.
That's pretty
and you just bring the relative amount of cash or whatever to the location itself upon arrival. And then you pay $100 and you can essentially double your time, because normally we do like 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. But pay an extra $100 and you get from 7 p.m. to 11 a.m. So you add an extra 9 hours.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
and they're all
5
of them are in Ohio. 6 of them are in Ohio. One's in Kentucky.
Yeah, we were talking about the Kentucky one. So let's.
Murphy Building. Yep.
All right, let's talk about that some more. And also, do you have kits that are for new people? Like students, like what I teach. Like a little. I know that I tell people to, excuse me, to save their old phones, because they have a video recorder, a camera, a flashlight, what do you call it? A voice recorder, a camcorder, a camera, a flashlight. They can download a compass if they want to. There's even some, apps that you can download. Your phone doesn't have to be connected to a network. Mm-hmm. And if it's not connected to a network and then you get evidence, that it's not something that's just an accident, And so people are getting those, and Harbor Freight's my place, because you can get cheap batteries, cheap flashlights. Mm-hmm. You can get digital thermometers, different things like that. But if you have a little kits that may just put it in the back of your mind, if you're buying parts and whatnot, and this is a cute little set that I could include with the textbooks and things that I'm doing, because I'm starting. I have 2 classes, and we're teaching in 3 locations, and we were opening it up online. And we got people that want to try this, but they don't want to put several $100s in a piece of equipment with something they don't know if they want to do it,
Mm-hmm. I mean, the only thing that it's so hard, because a lot of what I do is not simple, I guess.
Oh, I know.
So, making a kit.
You're at a different level than simplistic stuff.
Yeah, the simple stuff, I never got enough satisfaction out of it. I felt like I had hit a wall, and I didn't want to do that. I'm never content. And that's part of, I guess, why I'm always doing new things, because it's I never, I'll do it a few times and see what happens. And then I kind of put it aside, or I'll give it to my teammates who will use it on investigations, because they do it a lot more than I do. But most of the time it's just trying to take something further and further and further. So it's hard. However, there are things that like, you know, that laser listening device experiment, you know, like that's something simple. And
Yeah.
I mean, if you,
simplistic like that, and the little
yeah,
REM pod thingies that you can put together and stick it in a little box with a 9-volt
those
battery.
that's Eric. Eric is doing the little REM pod thing. He's
Who's
out on
Eric? Who's
my
Eric?
partner. He's the guy I told
Oh.
you to talk to about the little proximity things, the email.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't do a lot of the detector stuff. Like, I haven't really been much. I still use detector stuff, like when I go out and hunt, I guess. And I always have some on hand just for like the show. Cause like Nick, a lot of times will he likes some of that stuff sitting around during his thing. So
He seems like a cool guy. He really
he
does.
is-
He's
he's
very
a cool guy.
stately. I like his wife.
That's
When they're-
yeah, she's great too. She's great.
I like KD's wife too. She's awesome. Yeah, she's a mess.
Oh, guess
Gosh,
what happened to me last night?
What happened, Christopher?
Paranormal wife.
Oh, wow. What happened to you, sweetheart?
When me and my brother were just hanging around out, and we had the bathroom door shut, right? It
Okay.
was dark in there, nobody around, and I heard this loud bang. And it was a stupid toilet seat,
Oh, my
and the
goodness.
bottle of shampoo hit the floor.
At the same time, something was trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
Don't you have a family member that might be trying to get your attention?
Mm-hmm. That's a good way to get most people's attention, is when the toilet gets hit hard.
Oh,
Mhm.
my.
You know, when the lid gets shut.
Well, you know, in residential cases, I've noticed the bathroom is a place where a lot of things like water gets turned off and on, lights get turned off and on, things like that.
Yeah.
But the toilet seat is something with the up and the down. That's a source of controversy anyway. But my case lid, and specifically Mo's, in the show, it slammed down, and I about jumped over the table, and there was no reason for it to have slammed down.
There's no reason, because as our seat is kind of hard to set down anyway.
Yeah.
And how can a spirit be stronger than me and slam that seat down, and I couldn't?
That's something. Hey, we've got 5 minutes left, and I want to make sure that we keep it within the period of time, so we can use this as an encore. If it goes too far, it won't. So I'm going to go ahead. And you guys have anything that you need to say before we close out?
No.
Hold on tight to your dreams.
Yes, hang on to those dreams, guys. And
Don't stop believing.
I just want everybody to know that I have a show also.
Yes, please.
Dimensions of the Supernatural.
Oh.
It's on Thursday nights.
I was just on there recently.
7:30. Yeah.
I didn't know
just
it.
on there.
Well, if you need us, call us.
Yep, we'll be more than happy to be guests with you, man.
It's on ERRT Radio, Radio. Matter of fact, the guy Ronald was on it before.
Okay.
Radio, and it's called Dimensions of the Supernatural with Maureen Kaczynski and Anthony Simonelli. And just come and check us out. It's on ERRT Radio, YouTube. We also on UK, UG Media. That's in the UK. That's in Manchester. Cool. And come check us out. We're on Thursday nights. So we have a couple good shows coming on. I got a Christmas show. I have about 10 guests. And a New Year's show with 10 guests.
Anthony, you're such a gentleman. You're so charming.
Yeah, they're a fun conversation. They're fun time. So definitely fun to watch.
Well, YouTube, it means the world to both of us, to me and Blaine, and to Christopher. And we're happy to have you. Thank you for being on.
Thank you.
I want to talk to you more about your show, Anthony.
Yeah.
And Austin, if you need us, let us know. And I'm going to end tonight with a Cherokee blessing. And here it is. May the warm winds of heaven blow softly upon your house. May the Great Spirit bless all who enter there. May your moccasins make happy tracks in many snows, and may the rainbow always touch your shoulder. Thank you for watching and listening to Family Spirit International.
Thank you.